Hey guys, welcome back. Marty from Voodoo Rod and Custom, and what we're going to do is continue on with our bench bomber seat for our Falcon. Now, what I've actually got some footage which is a bit average, so I'll just put in some little clips. And what we're going to do is continue to make the seat with the frame and so forth. So what I've got to do is mount this steel with some outriggers to the base of the seat, and how we're going to mount this to the seat is with our nutserts. So this is a Worth product. It's actually quite a bit of a sledgehammer job for a nutsert, but we can go to 12mm nuts or 12mm studs. So as you can see, the thread's there, and this is a ratchet action. So therefore I'm able to pull up 12mm nutserts. So we screw him on like so, push it in the pre-drill hole. Now what you want to do before you drill the hole, you actually want to measure between this knurled section there. And away we go, hold this still. We want this to be as 90 as possible. Not all the time you can do that, especially in a vehicle. Otherwise the nutsert itself will let go once you do it up a few times. If it's a panel, that will be removed. So there we go. Spin it round and round. So that's done there. You can see I've already done these large ones, and that goes for the seat runners. So we've got 4, what have we got? 5 on this side, 5 on the other, and we'll be bolting it to the seat. Okay, so now that you've seen my nutserting job for the seat runners, and basically as a semi-frame, this is the side of the seat, as you can see by the shape, and this will be the back, like that, which is actually right there. So what I'm going to do, because this is going to be solid riveted together, I've marked this out. So literally I have to center punch and drill all these holes, and then sandwich it together, drill the actual seat base, and rivet the whole thing together, which is going to take ages. But look, that's what we're here for, and I think the aesthetical look is going to be fantastic. Okay, so before I start my center punching, I've got 2 tools that I'll use for this. I have a snap-on unit and a Toledo unit. This one here is mostly my go-to because I really quite like this tool, because you can actually pull this as far or as less as you want, depending on how hard you want to impact the job. So if you're doing something soft like aluminium or even nylons, you could probably just a little bit. If you got something that's really solid, like 12mm thick plate, you can really extend that back and let that go, and that will leave a much larger impression. With this Toledo one, you basically just put it on the dot or cross or whatever you've got marked, and push down. So I'll demonstrate on here to give you guys an idea. So this I've got marked out. And I'll start at a simple one, like so. The problem is with this, you have no control over the impact. With the snap-on unit, I can go as hard as I want. Extremely handy, extremely handy. Something I would definitely recommend putting in your toolbox, guys, if you're into fabrication and playing on these old girls. So after we've drilled our 1/4-inch holes, we are left with a couple of daggy edges called burrs. Now, What I'm going to do to remove the burr is just get a cordless drill and a 13mm drill bit and just touch it like so, and that will remove the burr. Like so. So now we're up to the cool bit. This is the bit where we get to actually make it look like it's meant to be. So I've bolted in 4 1/4-inch UNC bolts. They're nice and tight. I don't expect them to stay tight for very long with this process. And what I've made a bucking bar, which I've actually just didn't center drill it. I just went straight for it, and it's offset, but that will work to my advantage because some of these are a little bit close, and hopefully we can miss it. So I've drilled that roughly 7/16, as you can see there, and that will protect the head and make it a nice stone finish. I sharpened a drill bit. I sharpened a drill bit to be rounded, so it's not on that 60 degrees. I think it's 60 degrees. Anyway. And so my other piece, I've stuck this in the lathe and just tried to machine as best I could because this is tool steel. This really doesn't want to play the game, but as you can see, it's about to get ridiculously noisy. Turn up a bit, push. Nope, not really happy with that. Let's lift it up. It's not peening it over like I wanted it to. I'll show you what it's done there. It's tightened it up, but on this side it's quite ugly. So still a little bit more work to do on this, I think. Yeah, certainly too deep. Okay, so I've trimmed one up, and roughly what you want this shank length to be is about 1.5 to 2 times the diameter, and that's what that shank length should be apparently. So I've got there about 10 mil, so we want 13 mil. So we're pretty close to the money. So next one I might make a little bit longer and just see how it peens over, because I'm trying to achieve both that button head style on the bucking bar and the impact side as well. at that 10 mil I cut a little bit too long, and it wants to wander around, it wants to walk. So when I'm hammering it, so when that shank is really long, when I'm hammering, it wants to wander around like so. So I have to find that exact length where it just wants to peen over and become a nice mushroom head. So 10 mil is a bit too long. I'm guessing it's going to be about 8 to 6 mil then. So yeah, that's 6 to 8 millimeters. That is the money shot. It peens over funky, but it's a hell of a lot nicer. You can see that one there was at 10 mil. It basically wants to distort the parent sheet or parent material, and that one there is at about 6 or 8 mil. So it's peened over quite nice. So we can get a nice shot there. Woohoo! Near perfect. So thanks for tuning in, guys. That was a heap of fun. I won't bore you and record every single rivet being punched in, because there's probably going to be like 250 plus rivets, which is insane. I'll be over it by the time I'm done, I can tell you that now. But that was good fun. I noticed that obviously the lesser shank really affected how it wanted to compress. I found that the shank wanted to move around quite a fair bit. You've got to hold basically the bucking bar and the gun, the rivet gun, and not try and disturb that parent material. So that was good fun. So I'll show you guys some pics and some short clips in the coming future, in the next coming weeks, when basically the seat's going in. The plan is to leave it like that, basically give it a hit of a adhesion promoter and then a satin clear, and just basically bolt it into the car and enjoy it. So thanks for tuning in. This is Marty from Voodoo Rod and Custom.